What if two titans born of different lands and forged in different fires were to meet? Picture the sun-drenched plains of Africa, where territory and pride boundaries vanish. On one side Scarface, the stoic ruler of the Masai Mara, a legend of survival and strategy. On the other, Makulu, the fearsome patriarch of the Mapogo coalition, a king forged by conquest and brute force. This isn't just a fight between two lions, it's a clash of philosophies, a battle for the very definition of kingship. If these two met on neutral ground, who would win? Would Scarface's tactical mind outlast Makulu's raw power, or would the Mapogo king's aggression overwhelm the Mara legend? The stage is set for a battle that would echo through generations. In Kenya's Masai Mara, Scarface became more than a lion. He became an icon. His story began with a Maasai spear that tore through his eyelid, a wound that became his signature and a testament to his resilience. Scarface led the Marsh pride with his brothers, ruling not by fear but by stability and quiet confidence. He survived droughts, rival takeovers, and injuries that would have ended lesser lions, including a permanent limp from a hip injury. Scarface was a master tactician, conserving energy and choosing his battles wisely. His fame spread worldwide, drawing photographers and filmmakers eager to witness his charisma. He showed that true strength is endurance, wisdom, and the heart of a survivor. Scarface was more than a lion, he was a symbol of hope and tenacity. In the heart of South Africa's Sabi Sand, a new legend emerged from the Golden Grasslands, the Mapogo Coalition, a brotherhood of lions whose name would soon echo across the continent. At the center of this formidable alliance stood Makulu, a lion whose presence alone commanded respect and fear. Makulu, whose name means great, was more than just a leader. He was the anchor and the heart of a coalition that swept through the bushveld with overwhelming force. His size and strength were legendary, but it was his intelligence and unwavering resolve that truly set him apart from other lions. The Mapogo's strategy was ruthless and effective. Invade new territories, conquer them with brutal efficiency, and eliminate any rivals that dared to challenge their rule. Their reign left a trail of over 100 lion deaths, a testament to their dominance and the fear they inspired in all who crossed their path. Makulu was both the muscle and the mastermind, rarely seen alone and always flanked by his formidable brothers. Together, they formed an unbreakable unit, moving as one through the wild, their bond forged in the fires of countless battles. His fighting style was direct and devastating, relying on sheer power and relentless aggression to crush any opposition. Makulu's attacks were swift and merciless, leaving little chance for his enemies to escape or retaliate. The Mapogo ruled through fear, their reign marked by violence, dominance, and an unyielding grip on their territory. Their roars echoed across the savannah, a constant reminder to all that the law of the wild was written in strength and blood. Makulu's legacy is one of absolute power, a king who took what he wanted and destroyed those who stood in his way. His story is not one of mercy or compassion, but of raw, unchallenged authority. He was not a hero, but a conqueror, a tyrant king whose name became synonymous with the brutal law of the wild. His scars told the story of countless battles, each one a mark of his relentless pursuit of dominance. In the unforgiving bush, power was the only law, and Makulu embodied it completely. His reign changed the landscape of Sabi Sand forever, leaving behind a legacy that would be remembered long after his roar faded from the plains. Side by side, Scarface and Makulu's strengths and weaknesses are stark, each lion embodying a different philosophy of survival in the wild. Scarface's edge was his mind, resilient, tactical, and deeply experienced in the art of survival. Years of hardship had honed his instincts, making him a master of reading threats and opportunities alike. He excelled at defensive fighting, using his environment to his advantage and conserving energy for the moments that mattered most. Scarface was a strategist, often turning the terrain into his ally, blending into the grass or using shadows to mask his movements. His lean frame was built for endurance, allowing him to outlast rivals in drawn-out confrontations. But this came at a cost. He lacked the overwhelming force and sheer muscle mass that defined Makulu. Scarface often fought alone, making him fiercely self-reliant but less accustomed to the coordinated pack tactics that the Mapogo coalition perfected. His solitary nature meant he had to rely on cunning rather than backup. Makulu's strength, on the other hand, was raw power. His body was built for dominance, and his confidence came from years of fighting alongside his brothers in the Mapogo coalition. He was used to overwhelming his enemies quickly, relying on the unity and aggression of his coalition. Together, they could take down almost any rival, their teamwork a force of nature. But this reliance on the pack was also a double-edged sword. Stripped of support, Makulu faced a new challenge. Could he adapt and outlast a clever defensive rival like Scarface, or would his solo skills fall short? Makulu's aggression could lead to overconfidence, sometimes making him reckless in the heat of battle. Scarface's scars, meanwhile, were both a testament to his survival and a record of the toll that years of conflict had taken on his body. In a one-on-one confrontation, Scarface would aim to outlast his opponent, using patience and guile, while Makulu would seek to overpower with brute strength and relentless attacks. The outcome would hinge on whether intelligence and experience could withstand the onslaught of raw power and aggression. Would Scarface's cunning be enough to neutralize Makulu's might, or would Makulu's force break through Scarface's defenses? It's a contest of endurance versus aggression, mind versus muscle, a battle that would test not just their bodies, but the very strategies that had defined their lives in the wild. Imagine a neutral savanna, where the golden grass stretches endlessly beneath a sky painted with the first light of dawn. This is a place untouched by pride or territory, a true arena for legends. Scarface and Makulu stand face to face. No prides to defend, no brothers to call for aid, just two kings meeting as equals, their reputations echoing across the plains. Makulu unleashes a roar that shakes the morning air, a thunderous display of raw power and dominance. His muscles ripple beneath his tawny coat, every fiber coiled for violence. Scarface, with his legendary scar and unblinking gaze, remains eerily still, calculating, patient, a master of the long game. Suddenly, Makulu charges, his massive frame thundering across the earth, aiming to end the fight with sheer force and overwhelming aggression. But Scarface, ever the tactician, sidesteps at the last second, raking Makulu's exposed flank, a calculated, tactical first blow that draws blood and sets the tone. The fight quickly devolves into a brutal clinch, muscle against muscle, will against will, each lion straining for dominance. Makulu, relying on his raw strength, tries to wrestle Scarface down, using his weight to force his rival into submission. Their jaws snap dangerously close, each seeking a decisive hold that could end the contest in an instant. Scarface, a veteran of countless battles, stays low to the ground, protecting his vulnerable throat and belly. He defends with precision, landing sharp, punishing blows whenever Makulu overextends, each strike a lesson in experience. Makulu, undeterred, expends his energy in a series of furious attacks, his determination as fierce as the midday sun. Scarface absorbs the onslaught, deflects the worst of it, and waits, knowing that fatigue is his greatest ally. As the minutes drag on, the battle shifts from raw power to sheer endurance, each lion testing the other's limits, their sides heaving with exhaustion. The sun climbs higher, beating down mercilessly as the two titans circle, sweat and blood mixing in the dust beneath their paws. Every breath is labored, every movement slower, but neither king is willing to yield an inch. Determination blazes in their eyes, each lion refusing to back down, their rivalry now a test of spirit as much as strength. Every move is a gamble, every feint and strike a potential turning point in this epic struggle. One mistake could end it all. The outcome remains uncertain, the tension thick as the savanna air. The savanna itself seems to hold its breath, waiting to see which king will emerge victorious from this legendary showdown. Beyond claws and teeth, a war of minds rages. Makulu's philosophy is psychological dominance, roars, aggression, and the terror of his legend. Most rivals break before the fight begins, but Scarface is different. His life is a testament to mental fortitude. He's faced death and never blinked. Scarface's calm under pressure is his shield, unsettling Makulu, who's used to enemies cowering. As Makulu's frustration grows, his confidence erodes, leading to mistakes and wasted energy. Scarface's confidence builds with every moment he survives, turning the fight into a marathon where he excels. In this clash of wills, the lion who controls his mind controls the fight. The fight drags on under the relentless sun, both lions bleeding, bodies pushed to the brink. Makulu's stamina wanes, his charges slow, his rage dulled by exhaustion and pain. Scarface, battered and limping, is no stranger to fighting through injury. He sees Makulu's fatigue waiting for the critical moment. In a final surge, Makulu lunges, but Scarface meets him head-on. They collide, locked in a stalemate of exhausted titans. Scarface, using his tactical mind and lower center of gravity, throws Makulu off balance. Makulu falls, defeated, both physically and psychologically. Scarface stands over him, too exhausted for a final blow, but victorious. With a weary growl, he limps away, proving that endurance and intelligence can outlast raw power. Long after the dust settles, the legacies of Scarface and Makulu echo across Africa. Scarface's legacy is endurance. He ruled through wisdom, patience, and respect, inspiring millions and drawing global attention to lion conservation. He was the wise king, a symbol of hope, his coalition a model of stability. Scarface is remembered as a guardian, not a conqueror. Makulu's legacy is darker, his reign marked by violence, dominance, and the power of coalition. The Mapogo brothers left a trail of destruction, but also a new generation of strong lions. Makulu is remembered as a tyrant king, a force of nature who redefined the law of the wild. Their stories are lessons in survival, power, and the harsh realities of the savannah. So, who would truly win? In our telling, Scarface's endurance and strategy outlast Makulu's explosive power, a victory for cunning over brute force. But the outcome could change with a single move. Makulu's strength could have ended it in seconds if he landed the right blow. The debate between power and strategy is as old as time. Some will always bet on Makulu's aggression and size, others on Scarface's resilience and mind. There's no single answer, only perspectives. The question is passed to you: who would you crown king? Would you choose the brute force of Makulu or the resilient heart of Scarface? The savannah's greatest battle lives on in legend and in your imagination. Every creature senses the weight of what is about to unfold. Two colossal figures emerge from the haze: Scarface, the stoic king of the Masai Mara, and Makulu, the fearsome leader of the Mapogo coalition. Their reputations echo across the continent, whispered in awe and fear by all who roam these lands. Scarface's mane, dark and wild, frames a face etched with the stories of survival and wisdom. His right eye, clouded by a milky scar, is a testament to the countless battles he has endured and overcome. Each scar is a badge of honor, a mark of his resilience. Makulu, immense and imposing, radiates raw, brutal dominance. His every movement exudes power, a conqueror who's never known defeat, whose very presence sends tremors through the savannah. He is the embodiment of force, a living legend among lions. The air crackles with tension, herds scatter in panic, and even the birds fall silent, sensing the storm that is about to break. The entire savannah seems to hold its breath, waiting for the inevitable clash. This is a meeting of dynasties, a collision of philosophies, Scarface's loyalty and resilience pitted against Makulu's reign of terror and brute strength. It is not just a contest of muscle, but of spirit and legacy. The wind holds its breath as the two kings size each other up, each searching for weakness, each refusing to yield. Time seems to slow, the world narrowing to this single electric moment. Makulu growls, a deep, thunderous promise of violence, a warning that he will not back down, no matter the cost. Scarface remains still, his gaze unwavering and calculating. He measures his rival, drawing on years of experience and the wisdom that only true survivors possess. This is more than a fight for territory. It's a battle for the very soul of the savannah. As the sun dips toward the horizon, the world watches, breathless, knowing that after today, nothing will ever be the same. Scarface was born in 2008 in Kenya's Masai Mara, part of the legendary Marsh Pride. With his brothers, the Four Musketeers, he carved out a vast territory, but it was Scarface's resilience that made him a legend. A Maasai spear took his right eye, but not his spirit. The scar became his signature. Scarface ruled not with violence but with quiet strength and remarkable longevity. He survived droughts, invasions, and the pressures of a crowded reserve, outlasting rivals through strategy and alliances. Even after his brothers died, Scarface held his ground, adapting and enduring. He was a gentle patriarch, ensuring his bloodline's survival. Scarface died peacefully in 2021, a global icon of endurance and the untamed spirit of Africa. His story is a testament true strength lies in the will to endure. In the heart of South Africa's Sabi Sands, where the golden grasslands stretch endlessly beneath the African sun, a new legend began to take shape, one that would forever alter the balance of power in the wild. This was the story of the Mapogo coalition, a brotherhood of 6 formidable male lions led by the indomitable Makulu. Makulu, the largest and oldest among them, was a lion born for dominance. His very name, meaning the big one, echoed his imposing presence and unmatched strength. Together with his 5 brothers, Makulu swept through the Sabi sands like a force of nature, toppling rival coalitions and prides with a ferocity never before witnessed in the region. Their reign, which lasted from 2006 to 2011, was marked by a level of violence and dominance that stunned even seasoned wildlife experts. Over 100 lions fell to the Mapogo's relentless campaign. Makulu was the architect of this brutal legacy. A fearsome fighter, his thunderous roar echoed across the plains, often serving as a death sentence for any who dared challenge him. Unlike Scarface, who relied on shifting alliances and cunning, Makulu's rule was built on fear and sheer brute strength. He demanded respect and he got it. His mere presence was often enough to end conflicts before they even began. Rivals would retreat at the sight of him, knowing that to stand against Makulu was to invite certain defeat. But when battle was unavoidable, Makulu's power was devastating. He fought with a relentless fury, overwhelming his enemies with both strength and strategy. In the end, Makulu outlived all his brothers, surviving the brutal world he helped create. He spent his final days as a solitary dethroned king, his reign over, but his legend unbroken. Makulu's legacy is one of raw, savage power, a king to be feared, not loved. His scars told the story of countless battles, each one a testament to his dominance. In the end, Makulu embodied the ruthless laws of the wild, where only the strongest survive and legends are written in tooth and claw. Scarface and Makulu were shaped by their worlds. The Mara's open grasslands demanded stamina, strategy, and alliances, Scarface's strengths. He was a marathoner, surviving long, drawn-out struggles. The Sabi Sands' dense bush bred ambushes and explosive combat, Makulu's domain. Makulu was a heavyweight, relying on overwhelming strength and aggression. Scarface was lean, resilient, a tactician who played the long game. His scar was a badge of survival, his mind his greatest weapon. Makulu was a giant, built for power, always the aggressor. He took his crown by force, daring any to challenge him. Scarface's strength was endurance and intelligence. Makulu's was brawn and confidence. 2 kings, 2 philosophies, each a master of his realm. Imagine a neutral savanna where Scarface and Makulu meet in their prime. No allies, no brothers, just a one-on-one duel. The initial moments are tense, a battle of nerves. Makulu circles, growling, trying to intimidate. Scarface stands his ground, silent and focused, refusing to be provoked. Makulu seeks a crack in Scarface's composure, hoping to force a mistake. Scarface's calm is unnerving, he's faced worse and survived. He conserves energy, letting Makulu expend his in displays of dominance. This psychological warfare is the first phase. Makulu tries to win with terror, Scarface with patience. The tension builds. Every twitch could spark violence. The circling continues, a deadly dance of strategy versus aggression. Both wait for the perfect moment to strike. The breaking point arrives. Tension that's been simmering for days finally erupts in a single, heart-stopping moment. The air is thick with anticipation, every muscle in both lions coiled and ready to spring. The savannah seems to hold its breath, knowing that what's about to unfold will decide the fate of these 2 titans. Makulu charges, a roaring freight train of muscle and fury. His paws thunder against the earth, sending up clouds of dust as he barrels forward, eyes locked on his rival. The sheer force of his attack is overwhelming, a display of raw power that few can match. His attack is a full frontal assault, claws and jaws ready to end the fight instantly. Every ounce of Makulu's strength is focused on a single goal, domination. He lunges with terrifying speed, aiming to crush any resistance before it can begin. Most lions would fall, but Scarface is different. He's faced countless battles, each scar a testament to his resilience. He stands his ground, unflinching, his eyes burning with determination. At the last second, Scarface sidesteps, letting Makulu's momentum carry him past. It's a move born of experience, a split-second decision that turns Makulu's strength against him. Scarface rakes Makulu's flank, drawing first blood. The sharp claws leave a crimson trail, a warning that this fight will not be easily won. Enraged, Makulu spins and the fight becomes a whirlwind of claws and teeth. Dust swirls around them as they clash, each blow echoing across the plains. Makulu tries to pin Scarface, using his weight and power for a quick finish. He throws his full mass into the struggle, determined to end it with brute force. Scarface defends, protecting vital areas, absorbing blows with his scarred body. He weathers the onslaught, refusing to yield, his endurance tested with every strike. His attacks are precise, aiming to sap Makulu's strength. Scarface doesn't waste energy. Each movement is calculated, each swipe designed to wear his opponent down. He's not seeking a quick win, he's fighting to survive the storm. Scarface knows that patience and resilience can outlast even the fiercest assault. Scarface claws at Makulu's face, disrupting his focus. The pain and surprise force Makulu to hesitate, giving Scarface a crucial opening. Makulu's explosive power meets Scarface's immovable resilience. It's a battle not just of strength, but of willpower and experience. The battle is chaos, brute force against tactical endurance. In this clash of titans, every second counts, and the outcome remains uncertain as the savannah bears witness to their epic struggle. As the initial fury fades, the fight becomes a test of endurance. Makulu, used to quick victories, begins to tire. His attacks slow, his breathing heavy. The wound on his flank bleeds, draining his strength. Scarface finds his rhythm. This is his element. He parries, counterattacks, and lets Makulu exhaust himself. The sun beats down. Dust and blood cake their manes. Makulu's lunges grow predictable. Scarface sidesteps and lands another scratch. The fight is now a war of attrition. Each wound, each failed charge, saps Makulu's energy. Scarface's calm persistence wears down Makulu's confidence. The tide turns. Scarface's strategy is working. The battle is now about willpower, not just strength. How does this epic duel end? It comes down to one question. Can Makulu land a decisive blow before exhaustion claims him? If he pins Scarface early, his power could end it instantly. But the longer the fight drags on, the more it favors Scarface. Scarface's life was built on endurance and survival. His defensive tactics and stamina counter Makulu's explosive style. By turning the fight into a marathon, Scarface negates Makulu's greatest weapon. In this scenario, Scarface would likely outlast Makulu, battered but standing. The strategist triumphs over the brawler. In a coalition fight, Makulu's Mapogo would dominate, but one-on-one, Scarface's intelligence and endurance win the day. In the wild, survival is often about brains, not just brawn. In the end, the true legacy of Scarface and Makulu isn't who would win a fight but what they represent. Scarface, the people's king, embodied resilience and quiet dignity. His reign was a symbol of stability and survival against all odds. Makulu, the fearsome Mapogo, was the embodiment of nature's raw power and ruthless efficiency. Both were icons, one loved, one feared. Their stories inspired millions, reminding us of the wildness we strive to protect. Scarface showed that strength is measured in seasons survived and generations raised. Makulu proved that power and dominance can shape a kingdom. They were perfect kings for their worlds, leaving paw prints that will never fade. Which king captures your imagination, the noble Scarface or the mighty Makulu?